Hi, welcome to Father John's Coffee Break. There was a guy walking on the beach and he saw this bottle sticking out the sand, so he gave it a kick and the cork popped out and out popped a genie. And the genie said to him, he says, you can have any wish you like. What would you like? And the guy thought and said, can you make me irresistible to women? And the genie says, sure, and turned him into a credit card. So I'd like to talk today about life. So one of the best pieces of advice on life that I ever heard was by William James, who said, the greatest use of life is to spend it on something that outlasts it. Our society has inundated us with the importance of being important. We have always to be number one. That's the whole goal of life. The guy who is the one with the greatest toys wins. We have been conditioned in that way to believe in the big, the fast, the expensive, and the far away. In the first half of life, we spend our lives conjugating three verbs: to want, to have, and to do. But there is much more to life than wanting, having, and doing. And by the way, if you think nobody cares about you, try missing a few payments on your house or your car. No wonder in midlife we enter a crisis, because we realize that we will never be the president of the country. We'll never score that winning touchdown or even own the Bank of Monte Carlo. So many have talked about this, and not just lately. Johannes Tauler, a 14th century Dominican monk, wrote about it quite extensively. Dante too. And in fact, Dante begins his work, in my midlife, I entered a wood darkly. The spiritual masters have known about this for centuries, but outside of religious life, it was not well versed until recently. The midlife crisis begins with a feeling of uneasiness within oneself. Something is wrong, but we can't put a finger on it. By midlife, the body has slowed in its quest for being supreme, and so the spirit begins to break through. The spirit is trying to get you to reappraise your life, to rethink the influences that has driven you up to now, so that you can arrive at truer values of life. Tauler compares this to a snake who has to shed its skin in order to grow. To shed the old skin, the snake drags itself between two rocks. However, the soft new skin often gets a little bruised, and for Tauler, that is the pain of rethinking your life. Sadly, some don't like this pain and never work through it, and they desperately try to recapture their youth. They buy the little red sports car and start dating young secretaries. But for those who do work through it, a whole new life opens up, and far more rewarding, because now their lives centre on values that really matter. As David Ausberger once remarked, happy people seldom think of happiness. They are too busy losing their lives in the meaningful sacrifice of service. So, today a lady, she prayed to the Lord. She said, today, Lord, I'm 80 and there's much I haven't done. I hope you'll let me live to be 81. However, I haven't finished all I want to do. Would you please let me stay a while till I'm 82? There are so many places to go and see. Do you think you could manage it to 83? The world is changing fast, there's so much in store. I'd really like to be 84. And if by then I'm still alive, I'd like to stay till 85. More planes are up in the air, so I'd really like to stick and see what happens to the world when I'm 86. So, dear Lord, it's not much to ask, and I know it must be nice in heaven, but I'd really like to stay till I'm 87. I know by then I won't be fast and sometimes will be late, but it would be so pleasant to go to 88. I will have seen so many things and had a wonderful time, so I'm sure that I'll be willing to leave it at the age of 89. Maybe just one more thing I'd like to say, dear Lord. I thank you kindly, but if it's okay with you, I'd love to live past 90.